Okay, we're looking at the first batch of switches I bought from you, these O72. This is the Art Deco box one. And you stated in the description that they're tested and they work, and it's quite contrary to the fact that they work. There seems to be several problems with them. First of all, if we hook the power up here to the switch, you'll see that the lantern does not light. Okay, and it picks up its power from the little jumper that's spot welded under here. Apparently it doesn't make connection, but if I take the the auxiliary jack and move it over to that point, got to do it with the positive, you'll see it comes on. That's the same thing with this one. We hooked up center power to here, hook this to here, no power. And if we take and hook the auxiliary power input or fixed voltage, whatever you want to call it, in there and hook the power to it, you'll see that it lights up. So obviously there's something wrong in there, clearance problem or something. But anyways, there's a bigger issue with these things that really kind of like is disturbing. Let's hook up the fixed voltage here so I can get it to work. We hook the ground up here and this fixed voltage to here. Trying to get it to switch now, it's binding up. There's a severe binding problem with these, and I'm going to show you what that is. Obviously, you could see right there, it won't go all the way to curve, because if you turn the lantern here, it turns quite easy going the straight, but when it gets right there, it's really hard to turn. There's no way the solenoid can push that. This left one over here is in worse condition. When you try to turn this one, it really is binding. I mean, it's binding so much I could barely turn it. And what I found out that's causing that, since we got the second pair, I could show you here what the deal is. Let me disconnect these wires here on this one. Let's take a look at this left one, which seems to be the worst case. Oh yeah, I wanted to point out something too. You see that little brass pin there that sticks up? That one has it, and this one, it's missing. But the root of the problem is, this whole thing is the casting has grown in length, and it's causing this pin right here that's coming up out of the switch motor to bind, because you need to have play on that. Either way, it's binding it between the cutout of the switch underneath there and the swivel rail. Now, I think it could be fixed if you got a grinder out and widen the slots in both this and the bottom piece. But here's what the problem is. I can show you how they grow in length. You see the distance that this is away right here? I can stick like a pencil in between there. The switch has gotten longer, and this has pushed everything back, so it's binding because of that. Now, you probably say, well, I don't believe that. Well, let's take a look here. If we flip the thing over, and I get the tape measure out and measure it from this end, right here, to here, you're looking at 11 and 13/16. Okay, now let's get a good one out. This is the good one that I just received in the mail. And you can see here, if we stick the lantern in there, it turns quite easily. And that's because the clearance between that pin, there's space in between there. You can see it. See the space between the pin sticking up and the swivel rail? That's what it has to be. On the bag one here, turn it the same way, straight. It's right up against it, right there. So that's going to make it not work. But if we flip over this one and we get the tape measure out and measure it, it's striking what the distance is. This one here is 11 and 11/16. So it's literally, the other one is growing an 1/8 of an inch longer from one end to the other, and it's binding the swivel rail. And like I say, that could be fixed. I mean, I could fix that, but obviously I bought it and bid the price I did because I assumed I was going by your wording and said they worked, which they don't. I mean, there's some other little issues to it too, where this is not lining up perfectly with the frog here. But I feel there should be a price adjustment on this for this issue here. So I needed to make the video to show you, because it's just to take a picture of it is too difficult to show. And you can see here, if we hook up this one, this is the new one that I just got in the mail. Is that the new one? Yeah, that's the new one. With the light, oh, the light's not in this one. That's why it's not lighting up. But obviously, it switches okay here. And obviously, if we put a light in here, from this point, you can see that the light does work. Okay, so there's no fixed voltage over here, and it's working off the track like it's supposed to. So apparently something happened to these other ones that were in the Art Deco box. They stretched and everything's out of spec because it's not in the right point. So I wanted to point that out. So that's what's causing it.